Welcome to NZ Stadium live here for the first match of round 5 of SRL TV. Ollie Parche and Lachlan Martin with you for this turning point game between the South Sydney Rabbitohs and the Parramatta Eels. Lockie, a few very interesting changes that have occurred for these sides after their previous match. What are you looking forward to from this one?
Yeah, look, both teams came into the season as, well, largely underestimated. So for what we've seen so far this season, both teams predicted to finish towards the bottom of the ladder. But over the first 4 rounds, both teams headed to this match with 2 wins and 2 losses apiece. And a win here would be massive for both these teams to potentially move further up the ladder and position themselves comfortably inside the top 4. Obviously, the Rabbitohs last week, can't exactly remember the game they played, but I know
they beat the Knights 18-0.
That's right, they versed the Knights 18-0. Thank you for correcting me on that, Ollie. And then the Eels obviously upsetting the Manly Seagulls 24-18. Should be an exciting match, this one. I'm looking forward to it.
Yep. 2 powerhouse wins. Parramatta got their last time. They look to make it 3 in a row as we get underway. And Jordan Ford taking the first carry. Of course, it does seem like they've found a bit of a formula with their forward pack. Luke Short has done a fair bit of mixing up with that team, and they've ended up going with Ford and Short of a front row, then a second row of McKay, Jason Farrow, and Attila Settendard. Also seen some great play. Oh, there's a big intercept. James Ford immediately takes it away and runs it through. What an immediate start for South Sydney.
Yeah, James Ford is not the first try scorer you'd pick, but he's been scoring tries recently. 3rd try in back-to-back games. Scored each of the last 2 games, and now he scores the 3rd one. Not entirely sure what happened there. It was the worst possible start. A ball where just, I don't know who it was heading towards. It only headed towards James Ford there, and he just sprinted onto it. And now the Rabbitohs are up 6-0 early on.
Yeah, I mean, that was your very first set, and that's what you do if you give up. You take 3 tackles, then you throw a pass. It looked like it was headed for Jordan Ford, but he didn't run onto it. And then Fawn just saw it, took it, and really had daylight in front of him, no one back, and it only took 1 minute and 30 seconds, and James Fawn opening the scoring. What a great start for him, and converting his kick as well. Well, converting his try, rather. And ends up making it 6-0 as we resume play. And the Rabbitohs immediately getting their first official run with Mason Remy. Of course, they have elected to go with Remy and Downey in the front row. Dawson Richards, the powerhouse 11. Kevin Dixon back in the halfback, just taking that run. Of course, they did have to bench him due to his injury he suffered a week prior against the Panthers. That was relegated to 17. Let Aaron White into the starting side. Now has to revert course and will be back in the 17 jersey in this one as Ryan taking that run on tackle 4 following the line break. Good bring down there by Farah. One will play the saddle card and Dixon just got it away there to Butterfield. Tries to make a run through, but will be stopped shy of a 30. Likely means they won't be trying any attacking kicks here. Played for Fawn, goes to O'Hare, and O'Hare does just that, punting it into the corner of the field for Crimp, and he's going to be brought down just in time for 20, and it didn't seem like South Sydney were able to mount too much, but they still looked very threatening.
Yeah, they just solid set after scoring early points. They just got to their kick, make sure they kick the corners and keep Eels down there. Oh no, oh that was, I had flashbacks there of what happened just moments ago. Brody Kennedy gets to it, but if Fawn maybe was over there, could have been a different story. So that's a good run by Settendard.
Yeah, Settendard just cutting by there. I believe it was Richards. Just put that arm out and got by him and gets it into Rabbitohs territory. Marshall, inside ball there for Kennedy. Oh, what a hit. Mason Remy stood over him and let Liam Ryan pick him up and drag him back for extra territorial advantage. That's some bad manners there from Remy. Marshall with a long kick up and got a good 45 meters to a retreating Clay who ends up being arm tackled there, but still got a good 15 meters out of his return. My goodness, I can still feel the shockwaves reverberating from that Mason Remy hit. Just left him on the ground, and then Ryan came up and got them some extra meters for driving tackle. Ryan there with an offload now for O'Hare, who breaks through. Kennedy having to retreat back and makes the tackle over the shoulders. They're 45 out, tackle free already here. Williams with a nice step there, but Coverage defense was doing its job. That was Cherry Evans there, I believe, on the tackle. Collins will give it off to Downey after he stepped into acting half. We'll present the attacking kick opportunity now as Ryan moving over. Do go to him, but he flicks it over for Butterfield to try and put up a bit of a high ball. Looks like it should be taken uncontested here by Crimp. Doesn't need to leap too high. And we'll take that one safely. We'll have a good chance for South to pin them deep.
Yeah, great set there by the South, but that's not what you want to do. Jordan Ford, he had one of the best forwards I thought for the Eels last week, and he makes good meters there, gets up to the 30. That's a good run, but he sort of has to just... oh my god, now Jordan Marshall. This is good meters after the South made heaps of meters. Eels are this set giving it right back to the Rabbitohs.
Yeah, and Dixon ended up supermaning there in that tackle attempt. Had he been able to actually break through and try and put on a foot race, could have absolutely broken one off for 6 points and tie it back up, but unfortunately didn't go that way for Jordan Marshall. Of course, he was notably benched previously and was kind of wondering what the history would be with him. He has come back, though, to play the 7 due to the benching of Blake Harris, as Clay there breaking a couple of tackles before eventually being brought down. Of course, we have seen that this is basically the SL MVP decider. Brody Kennedy has come away with a large lead in the voting there, but Tyrone Clay is his closest competitor. So if Clay could put up a good performance in that wing role, he could end up especially challenging Kennedy, given how this game has started. It doesn't seem like Kennedy has really had much chance to get himself rolling, as Richards taking one of his many runs. We've known him to be an absolute workhorse. Did pick up his first case of MVP points last week. As they look to spread it left side here with Saddlecard, will get just down to the 30. Might present the attacking opportunity. Have to see what the halves think to do here. Ryan will elect for the crossfield punt. Does go down to the wing of Thomas Mendonca as he is met there heftily by Williams and will be tackled inside the 20.
Yeah, look, another great set there by the Rabbitohs, as we saw McKay there take it up. He was very strong last week against the Eels. I'd like to see him get his hands involved. We know how strong he is after that performance last week, how easily he can break the line. Christian McKay, he's someone that the Eels have to get off the back of and get him some early ball. Allow him to get a momentum, because once he gets a bit of momentum up, he's a very hard man to stop.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's just what he's been able to do with the 11 jersey, as they'll look for the early kick here with Evans, but he shanked it right into the hands of Hayden Davis. Did well to gather that in. They probably would have been just fine with a charge down. As again, they'll go to Richards. We'll see a lot of a running there from the rookie 11s. Something to watch for in the future to see how many minutes they might give Christian McKay as well, as Downey will be tackled there, about 25 out from the line. One short ball there, one up for O'Hare. A good run that'll get him pretty much center of the park, but 15 out. We go left side with Remy. Remy forced back here on the last. Where do they look to go? Ryan set up to the left side, right side of the play ball, excuse me. Ryan does get the kick away, but due to being hit, I think he put way too much into that. Yeah, maybe he was trying for a one-pointer. But either way, it just goes absolutely sailing out and short, immediately breaking off. Nearly got the tackle there on Kevin Dixon, but he will be able to retreat and be able to get back to prevent any future line break. But already on only tackle 1 here, Marshall has brought it up nearly to halfway.
Yeah, I think that was a great...
Going again with Crimp as well.
It was great little defense on Liam Ryan. They put a lot of pressure on him, but definitely not the kick you'd expect from him. He sort of just got the ball and just kicked it as far forward as possible. Probably landed on the moon to kick it that hard. But now the Eels, they're definitely getting back. 4th tackle up towards the 20. Definitely a good set here. They'll be in position to make an attack and kick here.
Very good runs that we've seen from their forwards as Short goes again, just down to the 10. Raymond will look to his right side with Evans. Evans putting up the high ball. Looks well positioned, but Williams' feet all the back though, right into the hands of Butterfield. Well, one of those plays similarly of a Mines where Trey Bonsakahu nearly broke one off, but that time it ended up just being Butterfield who took it. It's now Williams with plenty of space and plenty of speed. They're trying to get across here. Can they end up meeting him? Kennedy should be able to cut this off eventually, and he does, but ends up giving up about 75 meters in the process. Rabbitohs immediately turning this one on ahead with Ray. Trying to make a hefty run. Does get brought down there, I believe, by Short and Farrow. They look short side raid with Richards. Maybe brought down a few shy. Saddlecart goes into acting half. Ryan comes out to meet him. He's going to have 2 in his tackle and will be turned upside down. Not like the spin doctors, and now he'll have to play it on the last. Will likely mean they have to get Butterfield over to make the kick here. It ends up being O'Hare that takes it, and well, usually we do see him as a tertiary kicking option, but he ends up being the runner and hands it over to the Eels.
Yeah, great set there. Great run by Chase Williams. Just cut in the defense there and took on Brody Kennedy. Kennedy eventually caught him, but overall in that set, Liam Ryan, he looked a little bit dangerous, but they never really looked likely after that Chase Williams run. Their attack on the inside the 20 was a little bit disappointing there. The Eels survived though, but now the Rabbitohs are keeping them down here. Third tackle, they're not even up to the 30 yet.
And now they really have an opportunity to try and pin them back, though an early kick could be very, very lethal here. Wingers are still upfield. They do go to Evans. Evans does go the early kick. It's nicely cross field, but it won't be a 40-20 at a way too shy of an angle, though it did at least find the sideline.
Yeah, a very sharp angle there. Probably one of the sharpest kicks I've seen Cherry Evans. We sort of just hooked it sideways. Almost as if he's looking for an outside runner there. But, you know, Tyron Clay, Saddlecart, they'll just happen to let the bounce dead. And, well, now, honestly, I'm not sure if the kick option was, it was probably way too sharp there for my liking. You know, Rabbitohs, they're already over to 40 now. You know, it's still a very good place to start your set as Dixon, just like that, cuts up, oh no.
Oh, there he goes. Kevin Dixon turns Kennedy inside out, but Kennedy got back at least to stop a surefire try. Fawn now will go to the right side with Butterfield. Williams over to Collins. Collins trying to get through the tackle there of Russell, but they did well to meet him. The winger nearly got over in the corner there. O'Hare whipped one out down. He nearly had it intercepted there, but just held on to it. Fawn, short ball. Davis, 2 up for Collins. And Jai Collins gets over after a tap on. And it's 10-0 to South Sydney.
Yeah, look, I actually think that wasn't necessarily a tap on. I think when Williams went to catch it there, touched the hand of a Eels player, bounced over. Collins was there for the catch and just picked it up off the bounce, crosses over. And that's what happens when you put a lot of work in, you know. Eels, it wasn't a right kick option from Cherry Evans. Dixon cuts up the field. I'm shocked he didn't score from there, Kevin Dixon. Kennedy making the tackle, and now, a couple plays later, Collins able to cross over. Vaughan misses the kick, but I'm liking what I'm seeing from the Rabbitohs so far.
Yeah, it was a tough miss there from Fawn. Just hooked away to his right a bit, perhaps just got caught in the wind. And yeah, I mean, I do think they did take a touch, I believe, of Alistair Russell, who is playing there at that left centre role. Oh, sorry, Shannon Freeburn, excuse me. I think I have those confused. They did swap ends, I believe, from last week. But either way, I mean, it was tapped on by someone and ended up in the hands of Jai Collins, who pretty much had the open lane to dive over and score. It makes it 10-0 as looks like South Sydney have elected to make their changes here. Luke Driscoll has come on, and we'll also have Ash Turner replacing Mason Remy and Matt Downey. They'll look to flip it. Oh, there's an intercept right back. It's Justin Barisic who's just come on as well. He ends up making an intercept, and it's put the Eels right on the front foot to try and hit a counter break. Here's Christian McKay trying to make a run for himself here. We've seen that he is someone that can be dangerous. Kennedy, here he goes. Oh, what's a great tackle there by the South defender. I believe that was Remy, or it might have been Dixon. McKay there met on a short ball, but was immediately running into the line there, and Butterfield, the primary man of the stop. Short side right here. Evans over to Barisic, trying to get by Chase Williams, but he can stand up to the forwards with the best of them, as we've seen in previous games. Mendonca to Evans, grab a kick, Kennedy! Oh, you missed that as you heard the call. Brody Kennedy over again. That has brought it within 6 kicks to come. Another try, matching a single season high. Might even have broken his own.
Yeah, his highest try count in the season is 8, I believe, season pre at Penrith, and now he's scored 9 in Parramatta colours already over just 5 games. If there's anyone that's going to be scoring for Parramatta, you just know 9 times out of 10 it's that man, Brody Kennedy. Great grubber kick. I'm not entirely sure who put it in. Might have been
Evans. It was Cherry Evans.
Cherry Evans. Wow, yeah, definitely a very good grubber kick there. Make it up for his poor kick earlier that set up that Rabbitohs try. It's off the back of the intercept we saw Barisic take. Evans grubbered it in, great vision there. And Kennedy, we just know if a player's gonna be scoring for the Eels, most of the time it's gonna be Brody Kennedy. He's only 2 tries short of the all-time record. Obviously, the all-time record Bards in season 2 was 11. Kennedy, a hat-trick today. If he scores 2 more today, we could see him break it after just 5 rounds.
Yeah, and I mean, maybe some people would have thought, oh, it's the 8-game era, you know, it's like the extra game means that you get more opportunities to score and, you know, Mickey Mouse record and all that. But I think Kennedy's proven he is far from a Mickey Mouse player, and anyone who thinks otherwise is goofy. As Sandago took a shot there, I believe, from Thorn. Ends up being sent flat on his back, and a bit of a statement tackle there. Christian McKay. Oh, that's a long hold down there from Davis. Surprised we didn't see a penalty given there, even though there was the call to get up there. Kennedy met hard there by Chase Williams. He's been quite a surprise packet, I feel, Chase, in these games, as he's been able to score a try in previous outings and really been quite solid in defense, as Cherry Evans this time will try a kick from the center of the park, basically straight down the corridor and right into the gullet of Kevin Dixon. His tackle just inside the 40. A good territorial advantage here for South Sydney, as Ryan will find Richards, takes on Farah, getting some good driving meters, as Farah needs some help in the tackle to get it past half, before he can get past halfway rather, as Driscoll quickly out to Clay. Trying to get down that left flank, but to no avail. Dattlecard has no one on his left side, but wanted to go there, so instead just centers it for Thorn. Thorn having to take the tackle. It'll be Dixon going to acting half. He sends it left side, inside ball there for Butterfield. Does take him out of the play. Means Ryan will have to be the kick option. Has a lot of potential plays here as he brings it about 30 out. Goes the high side bomb. Might be collected there by Williams, but Freeburn beat him out on the jump. Got right back into it, made the tackle, and holds him right down there for tackle 1. Evans will give it over to McKay. McKay trying to make a deep drive, but is held there. Out 33 out was a good tackle for Ash Turner. Evans, Kennedy, Mendonca. This is a bit of a dangerous run here, but a good inside step from Mendonca. Does make sure that he isn't brought out over the sideline. Then goes centering to McKay and Barisic. Just inside Eels territory there by Ash Turner, of course. One of the recent acquisitions that they had. Traded away Daniel Hellier to get him. Marshall spreading it out wide for Kennedy. Kennedy trying to get back in field. Offloads away for Farah. Probably will just be tackled parallel to where he would have been. Maybe a little bit of an extra meter, but it does get him back into a kicking game potentially. And is running over to the left side of the field. That might be where they go to. Goes over to Marshall. Marshall goes straight up, though, straight in front. Dixon safely there. Might be driven back. And he is. It's a goal line dropout. A huge tackle from Parramatta. And a great kick from Jordan Marshall.
And Parramatta were just flipping this game on their head. It was all the Rabbitohs over the first 20 minutes, but his past 8 minutes since pretty much that intercept after the Rabbitohs scored the last try, they've just been leading around. Cherry Evans, Jordan Marshall, and Brody Kennedy have been insane since that moment. Also, Sandag doing his job nicely. I've been really impressed with the Eels the past 10 minutes or so.
Yeah, and can't discredit Levi Raymond. Pretty much all of the players in the center of the Eels Park have been playing up to their strength. I mean, if you had to pick any weaknesses here, well, it's very difficult to pick one out for Power right now, but perhaps Freebird and Russell haven't really been showing what they have, same with Mendonca and Crimp, so we'll see if they can perhaps get them involved, if they can send it wide to an edge. That is going to be one up this time, though, with Settendag. Was trying to set you up there, Parramatta. Perhaps they didn't listen to me. There's about half an hour gone in this one. It'll be a one-up run here by Schmidt. Trying to get forward here, perhaps setting up a grubber kick. Raymond will flick it back for Evans. Evans instead goes high ball, wherever feet positioned. The Jai Collins right in goal, and a great take to make it a 7-tackle set for South Sydney.
Yeah, the jumpers, there was a few chases there for Parramatta, but they don't really jump in the air. Brody Kennedy was still just coming through, but never really made a jump attempt. I guess he didn't have enough time to make a leap there. Probably slightly too deep, although it wasn't the worst kick. Maybe his chases should have been chasing harder than that. But probably a little bit too deeper than they would have liked. They're overall not the worst set, although they would have preferred not to get the 7-tackle set even for Parramatta Eels. Yeah, it's just one of those things where if you're right on the fringes, you got to just try it, because if they tackle to a field of play, we saw they got the goal line dropout previously, and we're trying to perhaps force another repeat set, but just put it a touch too deep there, intending for Collins to take it about a meter out and then get forced back in goal, perhaps. Or maybe they just wanted to get the immediate 50-50 ball. Driscoll here, breaking through. Try the offload. Got intercepted there. Great work by the Eels defense, making sure that didn't end up in any South Sydney hands. Jordan Marshall making sure the break doesn't develop any further. Trying to run through here with Barisic, but
He ended up being stopped there by Davis. Evans, left side here. Mendonca, there he goes. Thomas Mendonca tried to get a run in field there on Dixon, but couldn't do it. Just ends up being tackled there about 33 out from the line, very close to the sideline where we are. Barisic breaking through the center. Dixon's trying to cover. So is Liam Ryan. Ball out. Oh, it was risky. Marshall got it. And thankfully there was defenders there to try and stop that one. I think that was Richards. No markers in there, but the end of the game, Russell and Kennedy! He's got 10 double digits. Only the second time in SRL history. It's only in round 5. Not even the first half's over. Parramatta ties it up with a Kennedy double.
This is just Kennedy's come from another planet to do this. He still is going to end this game averaging 2 tries a game. That is absolutely insane from Brodie Kennedy. He's all but confirmed to gonna beat that record. Could beat it today at the rate he's going. He's just an absolutely everything. It was a great little read there from Kennedy. Just stuck up on the inside, burst onto that ball there, got through the line and scored a beautiful try there. Liam Ryan, I assume, will convert here, and Eels, despite having a lot of pressure on them early on, are going to take the lead here at ANZ Stadium.
I am just in absolute disbelief there. I did not think that Kennedy would be able to step through that many defenders, but he just found the seam, ran it right through, and with about 6 minutes to go here in this first half, he's already put up 2 tries and has again been we've talked about it before in the SRL Discord. By the way, if you are new to this channel and have not joined the SRL Discord yet, I mean, first off, how the hell did you find out about this? And secondly, you should absolutely join up because there is a lot of key discussion that is going on regarding the Parramatta Eels of late and how instrumental Brodie Kennedy has been as he takes another run there, but is probably shut down. I was talking earlier as well, thinking that Kennedy might not have been, performing up to snuff, but suddenly he's come back right into 2 more tries, and it just took a little bit of time for him to get activated. It's not going to make an immediate impact every single time he's out of the park, but you can absolutely count on him to make one at some point in this for the Parramatta Eels. He's been absolutely doing that in spades. A set and dark here. Oh, that's a loose ball as he was hit as he was throwing it. Turner ends up falling upon it. Did go backwards out of his hands, so will still be tackle 1. Oh, a bit of a miscommunication there with the line there on a slow play of the ball, but allows Richards to break through. Richards down about 16 out from the line. Only just broke through the Eels attack. Ryan trying to get forward here, but only gets about halfway from where they were previously. Fawn, right side of Butterfield. He goes 1 up rather than looking to a forward to take the hit up. Couple of plays left here to put themselves back in front. Kevin Dixon brought sideways, is brought down there. Help of McKay. Low play the ball here, allows the Eels to make sure they're gathered up for this. Butterfield means it has to be a bomb across field. Is batted back. Who's waiting there for it? It's Liam Ryan. He has to meet Farah and is going to be brought down. No one was prepared for the play there. Miscommunication from South Sydney means that they have to hand the ball over.
Yeah, that's some good stuff there, South Sydney. Good short ball. Richards got them down to this sort of period here, but overall, the Eels met their attack well with their defense. Contact right there by the Parramatta Eels, and I'm quite impressed there. And honestly, at the moment, Parramatta are looking the better side. Oh, that's a great shift off play there over to Michael Crimp. But
yeah,
Mike over the sideline, he's going to stay in there.
Yeah, we've seen a couple of those near that wing of Clay and Crimp that could have perhaps been over the sideline. As here's Raymond now making a break here. Does it go for a short ball here for Marshall? Marshall will get a few extra meters, and it means that Raymond can dive back in the acting half and actually start a play. But it's Russell who does instead. No. Goes 1 up to Crimp. He right an offload there, but they weren't ready for it with Kennedy. Kennedy has to go back and retreat to make sure that there's a last line of defense, and does end up having to be called back into reaction here. Richards will play it there for Saddlecart. Ryan now inside ball for Davis, who's trying to perhaps set himself up for a block play. Didn't end up actually blocking any defenders, or probably just didn't want to get called for the obstruction. O'Hare runs through 1 tackle, but is met by 3 Eels defenders. Not a lot of time left here for South Sydney to potentially hit the front, to win themselves a penalty to tie it. Ryan, inside ball there for Remy, just trying to get off his hip, but won't do so. 10 seconds left now. Quickly ticking down. Probably last play they have. Ryan goes for the inside ball with Downey. Downey is going to be forced back. The horn sounds that it's 12-10 going into the break. The Eels lead the Rabbitohs. And welcome back to the second half here on SRL TV. It has been an absolute classic thus far. Parramatta currently leading South Sydney 12 points to 10. Ollie Parche and Lachlan Martin with you. This has been such a great affair thus far. South Sydney look to have the early pressure on, but Brodie Kennedy has come through once more. Only 66 metres thus far, but already has himself a double. Will be very key to see how he goes in this one, Lockie.
Yeah, Brodie Kennedy's putting on probably one of the greatest all-time seasons we've seen so far. 10 tries he scored in 5 games. He's averaging 2 tries a game. Keep in mind, he still has another half to play before we can say that. By the end of this one, he could be averaging a hat-trick a game. Well,
yeah, well, that might be a big ask there as he's having to make a tackle.
I think he actually has to score 5 tries for that, but you get the point. It could be more than 2 tries a game at the end of this one. If he scores another one as well, that's a big hit. But for Rabbitohs,
Fawn was taken off.
The Rabbitohs, they started as well, but they haven't scored since the 20th minute here. They'll definitely have to find some more pressure with the Eels having a very good end to that half.
Yeah, I mean, it felt like they were just able to get down so easily. They capitalized on the mistakes that South Sydney gave them. And, this is a team that doesn't usually give a whole lot, South Sydney, but they have done so this game. And it was a good run there. Oh, here goes Kennedy again. He might be free. No, he's been caught up. Got an offload away, though. Jerry Evans nearly got through. And Donker, Kennedy, and Evans all combining there. And now they look to reload and restack him. Here's Anthony McDonald. He's come on here. His first run of the football and makes a good run down to the 15 on tackle 3. Left side for Russell through Marshall. Trying to get through the tackle there of Ryan. Couldn't do anything there, though. Raymond sends it left side there. Marshall just got the ball away. Kennedy again. He will be taken out of the play, though. Tackled 6 out from the line. They'll play it now. Raymond will go right side here. Evans, oh dear, miscommunication. Had the guard in front. Think that was Logan Schmidt. Ends up kicking it into him. And a penalty given away.
Yeah, not what they would have liked there. I think it was Jordan Marshall who put the kick up, or tried to put the kick up at least. Have to wonder if that's because Kennedy was out of, the play. Usually Kennedy's the one they're looking for in the kicks, but obviously he was tackled in the last, and well, Kennedy's down making meters downfield. He's gone from not just scoring tries, also making meters downfield this game now, and he's just, man, Kennedy, he's just been so good for the Eels this season. This game in particular has just been incredible from him. Still 36 minutes to play too. The Rabbitohs have to find a way to wrap him up, because if they don't, this could get very just bad for them if they don't, because Kennedy, he's arguably the best player in the game at the moment.
Yeah, that's very hard to argue with, as here goes Aaron White now trying to make a breakthrough. That's going to be brought down inside the 10. Now they gave away a held and tackle there that could have very well tied the game up if they went for 2. They will give it to Ryan. Ryan, a kick right towards the post. Will it hit the crossbar? No, it's caught by Mendonca in goal. And that'll be a 20-meter restart. Great work by Mendonca to come across there onto what could have been a very dangerous kick. We've seen that a lot of players might be very averse. I mean, we saw it last game, a kick that the nice try to avoid, but was bouncing around the post, and James Fawn ended up scoring a try. Of course, he does already have a try in this one, but has not been able to produce one. He has not been able to produce a try assist, I believe. As everything else has basically been created on the other side through him, Jai Collins, from that sprint he had earlier, as he has Freeburn trying to make a run down the left flank. Is stopped cleanly, though, there on that right side by Jack Tedesco. Of course, we did want to mention Chase Williams has pretty much the most running meters out of anyone, especially on a rate basis. 4 runs, 94 meters, thanks to that long line break he had. Let's have him up as Marshall takes a shot there. I believe that was Remy getting involved. Yeah, Williams has, of course, come off, but will come on in the final 20 minutes as the impact player per the team tactics. Collins ends up taking that kick and is quickly brought down about 17 out from the line right next to Vieira. They go short side. Risky play there for Butterfield, but they had numbers. Fortunately couldn't take advantage of it, as the defense was well spread enough to make sure nothing could get through there. But there's someone going right through. It's Kevin Dixon, just about getting to halfway before it's stopped there by Kennedy. Kennedy having to slot into Markovo. If they get another line break here, they could be home free here. Tedesco does. Kennedy got back, though. Missed a tackle, but thankfully, coverage defense was there in time. Turner now, left side, that center of the park, will be tackled about 20 out. Gets a little bit more than that in the tackle attempted by McDonald. We'll play it now. It's slow, though. Fawn to Ryan. Ryan lost it off the legs of McDonald. Knock-on advantage played there. Will be 0 tackle. Could perhaps have played no advantage from where McDonald was tackled there, but I like to just go on with it. There's Blake Harris. Was he just come on in the second half, was playing the 17 jumper, previously the 7, and I mean, after perhaps he had basically run himself out of town, Parramatta has been on the up and up, so have to see how he goes off the bench here. Perhaps he'll be able to run on through the defenses. We know he's very lethal at scoring as well. Also those 6-5 tries last season, but due to positional eligibility changes, he has not been playing in the one jumper, which is where he got most of his bread back when he was playing in the starting side. Harris will play it now, about 43 out from the line. Raymond will swing it right side there to Marshall. Puts in a long kick. Waiting for it there is Clavo. We know he can be dangerous. Puts on one step. Doesn't get by Kennedy, but a good 30 meters of progress thus far. White played for O'Hare. Aaron connecting with Aaron. Now Remy. Trying to get through there, but to no avail. Just tackled on halfway though. They're getting some good territory here. There's Davis getting through a tackle. Got an offload out there for Remy. Remy through another one, and now they're getting some great meters there. Only about 28 meters combined there between Remy and Davis. The two working well. Ball now. Butterfield over to O'Hare. Meets McDonald head on, and it's going to be brought down where they met. Vaughan looked left, flicked. Sorry, looked right, flicked left rather, and there's Ryan tackled about 8 out from the line. Does take him out of a play. Means they have to go to Butterfield for the kicking option. Will be deep. Could be way deep. If they get up there, they can get one, and they do! It's Jai again! The leader with the double, and puts South Sydney right back in front.
Yeah, what a great jump there from Jai Collins. Alps leaps Thomas Mendonca. He hasn't ran the ball much today, but he's taken the opportunities whenever they've presented themselves. And just like that, Rabbitohs have the lead back. If Vaughan gets this, they'll be up by 4. Tough one from I hope he would be able to get this one, Vaughan, to make it 16-12. But great kick there from Butterfield. Just spiraled it in the air. Mendonca, I think, sort of lost it in the lights, and Collins just ran onto it beautifully. And, well, he has a double, and they're going to be up by 4.
Yeah, I mean, I think Jai Collins has only gotten really 5 runs at the ball, but has produced 2 tries out of it. You know, very similar on the other side of Kennedy, who had only 10 runs, which is, you know, again, winger versus fullback. Kind of have to compare those positionally. And yeah, I feel like it wasn't really Mendonca losing of a line. It's just kind of a 50-50 ball that you can throw up there. If you miss it, 7 tackle set, which you've been able to hold out before. And if you get it, you score 6 points, thanks to Vaughan converting that one as well. It would have been at least 4, of course, had Collins just been able to ground it anywhere else.
I would like to point out here too, I believe last time Jai Collins versed Eels, he also scored a double, so he knows how to score against the Parramatta Eels. Last time he was playing centre was round 2. They're actually the only tries he was able to get for that game, I believe. But he scored a double last time he versed Eels, and he scored a double here. He knows how to score against this Parramatta team, and well, he's done it once more.
Yeah, I mean, I have to say it's been quite impressive from him. This is back of the 8-team era with no Newcastle Knights, and we were mentioning before how it was we now do have the bye of the 8-game era. Of course, we do have the Storm to look forward to coming up next season. A few signing rumors swirling around with them, but not sure on any of it will be involved in this one. As Crimpy, he breaks through. He makes Dixon miss. Now it's a foot race. Michael Crimp might just be hitting back, and he'll score under the post. Well, there's a try for a non-pro Kennedy, but it's ended up tying it up with a kick to come for Parramatta to go back into the lead.
Finally, a player not named Brodie Kennedy has scored for the Parramatta Eels, and they just needed him to step up when he did. Michael Crimp it was. Stepping around a fullback, but had a couple of players look like fools. Kevin Dixon couldn't cut back on the inside to make that tackle around his ankles, and he just sprinted off to the races down to score. Try. Disappointing kick chase there by the South Sydney Rabbitohs, but the South's loss is the Eels' gain, and the Eels off the back of it gained 6 points. I'll
just have to make sure that it will be 6, and it is Levi Raymond. Easy as you like there. Just had to make sure of that one, though. Now, time ticking down here. Less than 25 minutes to play, and Parramatta will still be holding on to a slim 2-point lead. But any score now will be absolutely critical. This game has been absolutely exciting. Edge of your seat stuff. I know I'm very much about to slip off my chair here. I just need to readjust a bit while we have a little bit of a lull as Vaughan gets us back underway. Right down the center of the ground. Taken there by Raymond. He goes over to McDonald. Brought down. Now I'll quickly try and get the game flowing once more as here goes Farah. Farah I mean, it's a wonder to see him run through a line because he isn't really one of the fastest on the field, but it is still a sight to behold as, wow, they go again to Crimp, and Crimp nearly put a foot out there, does get the offload out very, very late, and probably would have been better to hold on to that one, given where Farah was tackled, as there's a wild short side ball to Marshall. He decided, no, I don't like this angle. Let's swing it left side there, and Harris is tackled about 30 out from the line. Over to Marshall. Now for Cherry Evans. Run through here. Likely means Marshall is the kick option, but does present him with options. Wingers retreating back here. Marshall does take it. Goes the high ball. Dixon trying to get underneath it. Should take it about a few meters. And does through. And breaks through. Kevin Dixon. Now it's a foot race again. Can he outpace Brody Kennedy? No one's going to catch him now. They're pretty much even. And Dixon extends with the strides. And, well, we said it. Any score was crucial. A big one to put South in the lead.
Just back to back to back. We just keep seeing tries go back and forth at the moment. That was Cherry Evans chasing there. I'd like to point out a bit of a concern there for Brody Kennedy. Might have to keep an eye on that. He sort of just fell over chasing there. Whether he was pushed over or that was a bit of an injury fettle there. We have to keep an eye on Brody Kennedy for the rest of this game. Not good for Parramatta if that is an injury concern. Obviously, if you look in the background there behind his post, trainer is talking to him. He seems like he's fine. You'd have to hope he's fine for a Parramatta fan. You cannot risk him getting injured. But for the moment, he seems fine. But a little bit of fall there in back play. Wasn't going for a tackle, I don't believe. So just keep an eye on that for the rest of this game.
Unfortunately, we don't have sideline reporters to give us immediate updates. Perhaps we can employ them sooner rather than later. But I feel like we're quite a good team up here in the booth either way, as Raymond's set to get us back underway. Just under 21 minutes left in this match. It's all been very exciting, and it is still a one-score game. Of course, James Warner's only been 3 of 4 from his kicking. He did miss the try, he did miss the conversion attempt after Jai Collins' first try. He did convert on the second from a similar angle. He will fling one out there to Richards, again giving him the work. As Farah wheeling around of a tackle, does end up getting up in time here. Dixon, he's going for another step here. This could be dangerous. Kennedy, though, ended up getting across there, did have a flatter angle and ends up making the stop. Born out to Butterfield, goes over wide to Tedesco, meets McKay. Not going to get much there. He'll be tackled outside of 30. Likely no chance for any big attacking kick here. Here's Butterfield kicking across field here for the wing of Crimp. He has a little bit of a seam. There he goes again. Tried the infield cut. Not quite do it that time and ends up being tackled just outside his own 30. Here's Marshall taking the one-up run as the rest of the forwards make their changes and get themselves reset for this final 20 minutes. Settendag will go over to Short. Short trying to get through a couple of defenders there. Josh Saddlecard and Chase Williams look like they've come on for South Sydney as well. Here's Settendag running right into the aforementioned Williams. Tackle just shy of the South's 40. Raymond to Evans and now McKay trying to get through again, but no avail that time, and feels like a very similar story of what they'll do on this set here. Way back there for free, but Evans. Oh, dear me. I'm not sure who that was that cut across the kick of Cherry Evans, but that has given South Sydney prime field position now with this kick for touch, with Butterfield finding the 40.
Yeah, not something Eels wanted to do in this situation. The Rabbitohs were getting an opportunity here to potentially extend their lead. Viewers have to keep them out here. They have to keep it a one-score game. You know, obviously, they were down by 10 earlier in the game, but you do not want to be down by more than a try at this late point in the game.
Yeah, I mean, they already had to come back from a 10-point deficit. Got back to leading by 2 over break, but now here they go again. It's Clay. Clay scores. He says he's got one. 2-score game now. Oh, well, I mean, I had plenty of thoughts to go there, but Kyron Clay says, well, so much for that. Got to make 3 men miss. And puts them up by 8. But Fawn has a difficult kick here to try and make sure it stays at that margin.
Yeah, it was a great pass there to Tyron Clay. And he just cut out a couple of defenders. I'm not sure who it was, but if it was a great pass. And Tyron Clay is a talented winger. Got on the outside of, I think that might have been Thomas Mendonca, I want to say. Might have been Mark.
Would have been Russell on that edge as Fawn's kick goes wide left.
Yeah, whoever it was, just got on the outside there, sprinted round, and he scores. Vaughan misses it. 8 points the difference currently. Eels can definitely still come back from this. They're not out of it yet, but They need to be quick about it because they can't wait too much longer.
Yeah, I think it was Crimp and Russell that are on the edge of Clay, and I believe now White. And now just over 16 minutes to play, and South Sydney might put themselves right in the driving seat, though it is only an 8-point game. Let's see perhaps 2 tries to the Eels. Convert them, make it 4. Unconverted try, and we go to Golden Point. Wouldn't that be an exciting affair to have them go to Golden Point locked up at 30 and 6 tries to 5. We can only entertain the hypotheticals currently as Richards here making another breakthrough there, getting by Farah. Kennedy has to come up to make the tackle. Some support in it as Richards was driving forward, about 45 out from the Eels line. Ryan immediately met, and they lost meters on that play thanks to a great driving tackle there by Jason Farah. 4 now, White for a little short ball there for Williams. The 2 primary centers connecting. Of course, Williams trying to create some chaos. Ends the Eels forwards as Ryan's deep kick there finds Mendonca. Mendonca, so much space, but not able to put a move on anyone. That's a bit uncharacteristic as his brought down inside the 20. Long pass out here for McKay. Going to be brought down there by Williams. In about 10 meters though. Raymond, left side. Evans, forward. Is going to try and make a little bit of an edge run. And again, it's Rabbitohs defense being very solid thus far. No one really able to break through there. Barisic attempts to do so. Bird is immediately met there by Mason Remy. Raymond fires over Evans. Can he look for a 40-20 attempt? That's very deep, but Dixon got back there for it. Had the speed to get there and washes the 40-20 attempt before it can even make a bounce. Desco, flat ball there. Hayden Davis trying to break through there. Just getting into Eels territory as he crosses by the logo on halfway. Well, actually, there's a logo on that side of halfway. Nonetheless, Saddle Cart just getting about 7 meters maybe as he's tackled inside the Eels 40. Rabbitohs all rolling here. It's Richards once more, again getting involved in yet another attacking set. Remy now trying to get to the 20, perhaps just a bit shy of it. Does open the kicking options. Your ball. Ryan was 1 up, goes back for Butterfield. High bomb, looking for a man, finds White, but White was met there. I believe that's Russell on the tackle. That's a handover, though it does pin Parramatta deep. I think both teams would be content with the outcome.
Yeah, look, Eels survived that great tackle on Aaron White. However, now they're trapped in their own and they make good moves. That's a good run from Luke Short. Getting this team off the front foot. Second tackle will be up towards the 40. This is good from the Eels. They have to find possession somehow as... Watch out for Kennedy here.
Here he goes. Brody Kennedy does make Dixon miss. He might have a Hattie. He's trying to get there, but the South Sydney defense was good in coverage. He doesn't quite have the legs he used to at the start of this match. Evans, they go left side. Mendonca, flat ball. What a hit. Chase Williams forces the knock on. Comes through again and allows for Rabbitohs to survive on that occasion.
What a hit there on... I'm not even sure who it was. What about Cherry Evans there? Just... What a shot there. They're on the Eels there. They look like they had an opportunity there to potentially tighten the scoreline. And the Rabbitohs say no. And the Rabbitohs to survive in 10 minutes to go. With the time ticking off, it becomes harder and harder for the Eels to come back. It's going to be...
Yeah, that might be a certain sponsor difference maker in some circles. As now Butterfield trying to make a run here will likely mean they have to go to Ryan for the kicking option. He's situated way back there. Looking halfway. Does end up making a running punt though. Right down to the wing of Crimp. Does take it inside the 10. Can't make a move on White though. And he makes a solid tackle. Yeah, one will have to think that imagine if they end up scoring on that possession. If not for the Williams hit, that becomes a 4 or 2 point game. And things are right back in the balance. But for right now, it remains at 8. And that's with about 8 minutes left. Eels need to find something. Raymond out to Barisic. Barisic, quick pull out. Kennedy now. Marshall trying to get through the tackle there of Ryan, but 2 in it with Saddle Cart. Couldn't do anything. Short side here. Russell, short ball. Kennedy. Oh, Liam Ryan just getting back to the 10 meters as he was not square. Does end up getting back for it. Oh, short. He spilled it, but will get a bit of a run for his trouble. Got an offload out there to Barisic as well. Well, I mean, for a spoiled play, they made the most of it and got at least down to the equivalent of a 20-meter restart with one less tackle.
And now with the keep them down, but that's not going to help. Dustin Richards already getting 10 meters there. 7 minutes to go, they can still do it, but with each minute that passes by, it becomes a tougher and tougher job for the Eels to come back from this. I'm not sure if they can do it from here. It's going to have to be good effort if they do.
Yeah, I mean, if it's up for me, I mean, if you're South Sydney, you cannot make a single mistake right now. You just have to play clinically from this point forward. Any mistake will very likely result in Eels points, be it an intercept, be it an error, be it a penalty especially. Because if they make it 6 points, go right back in the thick of it. Even if they make it 4 or 2, you still will either way have to hold them out. But they still need to score twice.
Oh,
Here
no.
goes Crimp. He's going to try and do it. Oh, he nearly broke through. He got Dixon to miss, but Ryan was back there. He's basically having to play second fullback at this point. The way he's having to work hard, tirelessly going at it. Here's Farah again making a run here. Trying to get through the tackle of Thorne. Down to about 47 from the line. Definitely chances here. But, Kennedy, they try that little inside ball, but it was well read there. Dustin Richards had the playbook and made the sole read. Marshall short to short. No pun intended there. Thorne again going to make the stop on him.
Oh,
We'll look left side here. Ford. Oh, Chase Williams again. Oh, he's been making some impact plays and does so again. Here's Cherry Evans now. High ball. Ends up finding Collins. Collins does make a step. Won't beat Kennedy, but they should see some time off the clock if they can get especially down into Eels territory. Desco goes over to Davis. Davis, it was a risky ball. It bounced there. Was it a tackle reset? I didn't quite see. Not sure if I heard the 6 more called. Remy over to Richards. Looks like it's still tackle free, so no tackle count restart. One over to Ryan. Ryan, one-up ball there off his hip to Remy. Just letting the forward do the hard yards. 3 minutes left. Surely they'll be able to secure this one, especially if they can run it down here. Clay makes a man miss. Eventually a coverage tackle, though. They don't have enough time to put in an attacking kick here, I don't think. White into acting half. Ryan off the side of his boot. A bouncing ball taken by Crimp. Crimp regathers himself, and a great shutdown tackle that should see them through here, South Sydney, to go 3-2 and possibly make themselves outright second on the ladder. The Eels, though, will not want to go down without a fight. Russell played for Raymond. Marshall out to Farah. Farah tried to make a run there against Saddlecar, getting plenty of post-contact meters, but eventually worked to ground. Raymond to Marshall. Risky ball for Kennedy. Kennedy's through again. Took the step on Dixon. The coverage defense was there in time, though. Great work there. I think it was Davis out there. No, it was Butterfield. I stand corrected. Evans ends up having to make the run here. They only have one play. I think they have to kick now. And they do elect to do that via Freeburn, who goes deep. Ends up finding Collins. Collins makes a step, trying to get by Kennedy, but he'll just have to play clinically from here on. Just don't cough the ball up here in these final 30 seconds. Even if they won't have time to make a kick, there's Thorne taking a hit, but takes one for the team. Collins into acting half. Butterfield one up. Oh, they do make a mistake, though. Marshall swoops it up after a hit on Remy, but there won't be time left to capitalize here. Siren should be sounding right now. Raymond out to McKay, and that will do us as he's brought down. South Sydney triumphing away, at home rather, against the Parramatta Eels, 26 points to 18 in what was an absolute barnstormer of a game.
Yeah, look, Ollie, this was an amazing clash here. Even though it was 8 points in it in the end, the Eels kept fighting. Brodie Kennedy tried his best all day, but couldn't carry the Eels to this victory. While the Rabbitohs, they were all around the park. I don't think there was one standout from the Rabbitohs team, but they were just all around solid, all around the park, and I think that overall were a really impressive performance by the Rabbitohs.
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty much bang on even, but one could easily see that the errors and penalties were different. 6 errors and 4 penalties. 2 penalties, rather, on the Eels compared to 4 errors and penalties from South Sydney, as we get a look at Michael Crimp putting up 218 run meters with 5 line breaks and had the try to boot. Had 8 players there over 100 run meters, including Brodie Kennedy with his 185. Well, won't know if that'll be SL MVP worthy, but now, I also think I referred to as SL MVP, so I would like to apologize for that. That's me being foolish. But still, great work from him, Kennedy. Did get himself a double as well, but Jai Collins only had 59 meters on his 6 runs, but I mean, had 4 line breaks and 2 tries, definitely contributed well. Kevin Dixon, of course, 14 runs, 247 meters, and another great game from Dustin Richards, 17 for 193. They had 8 players over the 100 meters, including Tyrone Clay, who scored that game-sealing try, and also had 6 line breaks on him. Wow, they were bursting through there, that back three.
Yeah, look, the back from the Rabbitohs were very strong, I think. Kevin Dixon, he was just strong as always, becoming one of the real standout fullbacks in the competition this season. Obviously, Jack Collins didn't make many meters, but his touches were touches of gold, scoring 2 tries from 6 touches and 4 line breaks from 6 touches. And Tyrone Clay was class as always. Only 128 run meters was probably low on what you'd expect from him, but still managed to get 6 line breaks from 9 touches and a try to go with that. Very strong performance from the back from the Rabbitohs.
Yeah, that's 15 line breaks combined. That is very, very impressive.
Yeah, that's very good. Actually, yeah, wow.
Yeah, and you also see just 2 put in the hard yards. Ash Turner, 40 minutes only, and made 17 tackles with none missed. Really did some good work for him there. And we flick over to the Eels as well. Have a look how their defenders did. Attila Settendog putting up 28 tackles. Ended up missing 3, but also put up 3 tackle breaks, so was heavily involved throughout. And deeply concerning to me is that right edge. If we have a look at the missed tackles, 7 and 7. Yeah, so you're tackling at a 50% rate there. I mean, granted, it's Tyrone Clay that's on that edge. It's very difficult to try and stop him, but that's disconcerting there from Russell and Crimp. It might be something that they look to in the future. And also Shannon Freeburn missing 4 tackles of 6 made. Thomas Mendonca made all 4 of his, so can't really fault him too much, but still, that is a deep concern there, I feel, for Parramatta. That right edge defense was getting carved to pieces. And maybe they were just counting like the 3 people that missed Tyrone Clay, and that's all like a combination of missed tackles, and that's why that's up so high, but still, it's concerning.
Up the grade is very concerning. Alistair Russell, 5 missed tackles. I do question whether his position is in the centre, or although I do agree that they don't really have any other options to put there. I mean, Cherry Evans, but Cherry has been so good in the halves, it's kind of hard to see a reason to really put him in there. I don't really you know...
Then you have to put Blake Harris back in.
Yeah, they have to put Blake Harris 5'8", and then you'd have to put Cherry Evans in the centres. I don't really think that's the right move to go either. It's just a bit unlucky. Alistair Russell, definitely not his position, but there's nothing much you can really do about that.
Yeah. Well, upset Tuesday perhaps has not begun with the upset all expected, as the Rabbitohs move to 3-2, while the Eels will have to drop to 2-3 and will remain outside the 8 with a minus 16-point differential. That's going to be out here. Sorry, that's going to be up for... I can't speak now. I've lost my voice at this point. That's going to be it from us here at SRL TV. For Lachlan Martin, all of the Simulation Rugby League Premiership staff, I'll be Ollie Parche, and am Ollie Parche. We'll see you next time.